I'm happy to take any questions.
Jim Chalmers spent most of his time as Treasurer since being sworn in warning about the dangers of inflation and the impacts of those dangers on the cost of living. And within a month of inflation seemingly being stabilised, this is announced, and Jim Chalmers is quoting what he always described as the independent Reserve Bank, saying the inflationary impacts will be minimal, if not non-existent, despite all the misgivings expressed by the Governor's predecessor, Mr Lowe. Who does the public believe?
Well, Adam, I watched the Prime Minister's presentation today. I thought it was a ramble, to be honest, particularly the Q&A session. But what it demonstrated was, firstly, the Prime Minister confirmed today that if the economic circumstances change, so will his position in relation to these tax cuts. So I don't think the people of Dunkley or Australians have any assurance that if they vote for the Labor Party on March 2, or they vote for the Labor Party whenever the general election is, that these tax cuts promised today would survive the election. So how do you trust a bloke who's gone to 2 elections telling you that his word is his bond and that he has made a solemn promise to the Australian public, repeated 100 times, and then walk away from it, and without justification? Because, again, as you rightly point out, the representation of Treasury and the Reserve Bank today is not accurate, and it's not complete, and that's why we've got 1,000 questions to ask. There are more questions out of the Prime Minister's speech today than answers, and I think we've got to understand, what does the Prime Minister mean when he says that COVID has an impact? He knew about COVID. He knew about the impacts. He's seen the economic predictions now in 2 budgets. He promised the Australian public on 97 occasions that he would reduce power prices by $275. He didn't do it. He promised the Australian public that he would provide the detail around the voice. He didn't do it. It was deceptive and tricky. And now he's taken it to the next level, and I think he's destroyed his leadership. And I think the Australian public at the moment are really despairing about who really is the true Anthony Albanese, because at the moment we're seeing a political charlatan who's prepared to do or say anything. And all I'd say, with a judgment that you're about to make about Anthony Albanese, look at what he says and contrast that with what he actually does, because he's not a truthful person.
You're saying that